Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 16th of March. Chief Minister of India's Western Goa wins floor test. Four militants linked to Bangladesh cafe attack killed in raid. And ethnic parties declare fresh stir to disrupt local polls in Nepal. And now for all the details. Major breakthroughs emerged in India's politically charged provinces of Goa and Punjab on Thursday. Ruling Bharatiya Janata Party's Chief Minister-elect proved his majority in floor test in Western Goa.
Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar proved his majority in floor test of the Goa Assembly on Thursday. Parrikar's Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP-led coalition government won the trust vote by 22 to 16. It also won support of the Regional Nationalist Congress Party or NCP. Parrikar stepped down as the country's defence minister and was sworn in as the provincial chief for the fourth time on Tuesday. However, the Supreme Court ordered an immediate trust vote following the Congress Party's opposition after it won maximum seats in split mandate in the recently concluded assembly elections.
Resolution motion was passed with 22 to 16 with one speaker supporting the ruling coalition. It makes actually support of 23 members with 16 members opposing it. We have proved before the people of India, because this was being live feed sent to almost all national channels also.
Earlier, Captain Amarinder Singh was sworn in as the 26th Chief Minister of Northern Punjab province in the presence of prominent members of his party. Congress Party won 77 seats, dethroning BJP in the recent assembly polls and grabbed the seat of power after a decade by getting a clear majority.
Meanwhile, human rights activists in Geneva highlighted the issue of persecution of religious minorities, including Christians, by Pakistan. They also condemned the blasphemy laws under which many are charged, violating their rights to freedom of expression.
Human rights activists during the 34th session of UNHRC in Geneva highlighted the grave human rights violation faced by the minorities at the hands of Pakistani authorities. They allege minorities continue to face discrimination across a range of economic and social rights. Access to quality healthcare, particularly for poor and rural women, remained limited.
जो क्रिश्चियंस हैं और पाकिस्तानी मिनॉरिटीज़ हैं उनकी सिचुएशन जो है बहुत ख़राब है और जो पाकिस्तानी मिनॉरिटीज़ हैं ख़ास तौर पे जो ब्लास्फेमी केसेस हैं उसकी वजह से एक लटकती तलवार है जो हर क्रिश्चियन पे हर मिनॉरिटी के बंदे पे लटकती रहती है और कोई भी शख्स अगर किसी के साथ उसका कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है वो पर्सनल है वो बिजनेस है वो सोशल है कोई भी इशू है तो वो किसी भी वक्त उसको जो है वो इस ब्लास्फेमी के ज़िम्मे में लेके आ सकता है.
Activists said that they are trying to bring the issue of persecution of minorities on international forums such as the United Nations so that the global leaders can come to their aid. They said that Christians face persecution in Pakistan through forced conversions and marriages and abduction.
Pakistani Christians are not equal even under the law. So therefore the persecution starts right as far as the law is concerned. There are laws to protect minorities, but nobody has the courage or the guts to implement it. So mob takes over.
Pakistan's blasphemy laws carry a potential death sentence for anyone who insults Islam. However, critics say they have been used to persecute minority faiths and unfairly target minorities.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh. 4 suspected militants, including a woman from a banned militant outfit, were killed in a shootout, Bangladesh police reported on Thursday. A report.
4 neo-JMB militants, a new faction of banned militant outfit Jama'atul Mujahideen Bangladesh, were killed in an overnight raid on Thursday as reported by Bangladesh police. It was a joint operation by Bangladesh security forces at a militant den in Bangladesh southeastern Chittagong district. According to reports, the killed militants include a woman and 3 men Noore Alom Mia. Their identities could not be known immediately.
এটা একেবারে ছিন্নভিন্ন হয়ে রয়েছে দুইটা ডেড বডি আর দুইটা ডেড বডি মোটামুটি বোঝা যাচ্ছে যতটুকু পর্যন্ত আমাদের তথ্য আছে আমরা 90 জেএমবি এটা মনে করছি যারা এখানে বাসার ভিতরে ছিল এরকম প্রায় 20 জনকে আমরা উদ্ধার করেছি
While 20 people were rescued, 2 policemen and a firefighter were injured. Bangladesh police have attributed several attacks over the past 2 years to JMB, which says it was affiliated to the Islamic State.
Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal on Thursday offered to hold talks with minority ethnic parties after they withdraw support for his coalition government. The move was made over long-standing differences over a new constitution.
The United Democratic Madhesi Front or UDMF on Wednesday decided to leave the Dahal-led government and unveiled fresh protest plans which targets to disrupt the local elections. The Madhes-based parties had voted for Dahal in the prime ministerial election on August 3rd last year, following assurances that the Dahal government would address their demand of constitution amendment. Their decision to withdraw support, however, will not throw Dahal's government into crisis.
संयुक्त लोकतांत्रिक मधेसी मोर्चाले वर्तमान सरकारलाई दिँदै आएको समर्थन फिर्ता लिने प्रक्रिया पूरा गर्दै सरकार विरुद्ध 2073 चैत्र 3 गते बिहीबारदेखि असहयोग र अवज्ञा आन्दोलन सुरु गर्ने
Mahato said the UDMF has planned to see the situation till April 13 and then intensify protest after mid of April. The Himalayan nation has been embroiled in political unrest ever since the new constitution was adopted in 2015. The minority Madhesi in the southern plains say that the new charter consolidates the power of the country's hill elite and marginalizes them in the way new provinces will be created in a federal structure.
In news from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka and South Korea mark 40 years of diplomatic relations this year. The foreign ministers of the two countries met and discussed ways to strengthen bilateral trade and agreed cooperation in pressurizing North Korea.
South Korea's Foreign Minister Yoon Young-se and his Sri Lankan counterpart Mangla Samarveera met in Colombo on Wednesday, during a visit that comes as the two countries celebrate 40 years of diplomatic ties. Rising tensions on the divided Korean peninsula were top on the agenda during talks, the two ministers said. They discussed strengthening the bilateral relationship between the two countries and agreed to consult and cooperate on issues of mutual interest, including regional security.
We also discussed the situation in the Korean peninsula and regional security issues. In fact, I take this opportunity to call upon the DPRK to abide by its international obligations, ensuring a conducive environment for peace and security in the Korean region.
South Korea's Yoon said his government appreciated Sri Lanka's adherence to UN sanctions against Pyongyang and said that they expect further close cooperation between the two countries in many areas. He also paid courtesy call on Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and President Maithripala Sirisena, the Foreign Ministry added.
Indian Prime Minister in 2014 launched the ambitious Clean India mission aimed at making India a clean and green country. In line with the campaign, residents in India's western Gujarat province swept through the streets, setting a Guinness World Record.
A total of 2,014 residents, including students, wielded brooms with masks and gloves on as they swept through the streets. With this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home province set a Guinness World Record for most number of people sweeping with brooms, breaking the record set by Mexico in 2011. The cleanliness campaign was organized in line with Prime Minister Modi's ambitious Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India mission.
7 नवंबर 2015 को मेक्सिको के अंदर इस वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड को प्रस्तावित किया गया था। वहां पर करीब 1000 लोगों ने इस विक्रम को बनाया था, जिसको सूरत के नागरिकों ने इकट्ठा होकर 2104 पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने इकट्ठा होकर इस विश्व विक्रम को तोड़ने को और नया विश्व विक्रम कीर्तिमान स्थापित करने के लिए प्रयत्न किया गया है, जो सक्सेसफुल अटेम्प्ट हुआ है।
The participants also took an oath to not litter and to spend 100 hours cleaning the city within a year.
मोदी साहब ने स्वच्छता अभियान का जो पगला उठाया है, वो संदर्भ में यूथ फॉर गुजरात की टीम ने आज 2100 से ज्यादा लोगों को इधर एक जगह पर इकट्ठा करके शपथ ली है कि हम लोग आज के बाद जो कचरा नीचे फेंकते हैं वो कचरा हम लोग नहीं फेंकेंगे।
The event was organized by a local non-governmental organization, Youth for Gujarat.
Our fashion week in the national capital New Delhi began with homage to handloom. In a unique move, the models wore a combination of different pieces styled together to create a new look. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Chief Minister of India's Western Goa wins floor test. Four militants linked to Bangladesh cafe attack killed in raid. And ethnic parties declare fresh stir to disrupt local polls in Nepal. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.